Welcome back to my tarot cards. It's Jasmine. Okay, we're gonna do a part 2 of the Nancy Guthrie. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Part 2, okay, because I did a part 1 and it was just a psychic talk. I did it without pulling cards, and then I did promise that I was going to do another one pulling cards, so that's what I'm going to do now. Now, there's been a new development on the case. There is a man that they caught in the Ring camera. And I did say from the beginning of my first video that I believe that this has to do with a family member that is not telling the truth. I believe that they got themselves mixed up in something they couldn't get out of. And I also believe that that's why the mother was taken, to get revenge on him or that person, you know, just to show their power, that they're going to kidnap the lady if they don't pay up, or whatever that deal was that he had going, or they had going. This is the result of it. So this is what I got from Spirit when I did my psychic talk the other night. Now we're going to pull cards because I want to ask certain questions. Okay, so we're going to ask Spirit certain questions. So show me Nancy Guthrie. Am I saying her name right? Guthrie. Show me Nancy Guthrie. First of all, is she still alive? That's what I want to know. Is Nancy still alive? Some of these cards will count and some of them won't. I see that she's doing a whole lot of praying, a whole lot of meditating with the sword card. This card can represent that you are surrounded by swords, which is turbulence, jail time, imprisonment, which is really where she's at. She's imprisoned. She's laying in this room like this with this, in this bed, where very dark, depressed. They have her in a place where she's able to lay down. She's able to lay down in a bed. And she's been doing a lot of praying and meditating because this is too much for her. She's ill. She's not feeling well. She's without her medication. So, you know, she has diabetes. Diabetes can take a terrible toll on you when your sugar is high. You feel extremely tired. You can't move around. She's high risk for a heart attack with diabetes being high. Now, if it's low, if it gets low below 70, you can fall into a diabetic coma. Okay, so, and then not to mention all the havoc it's causing in our body. When your sugar is high, it causes all kinds of organ problems and your eyesight with your feet and stuff like that. So she's not well. I don't see her well. I see her feeling sick. I see her laying down. I see her praying with her hands, just like this person here. I see her very depressed, sad. She cries. She keeps hoping that they'll find her or she'll get returned. I almost don't want to say this too prematurely, because I don't think that she'll make it. I just don't think that they're going to return her in time. But we'll see. That's just something that I'm saying. I'm not saying I see that in the cards, but that's something I'm saying. Okay, so again, show me Nancy Guthrie. Show me Nancy Guthrie. Was a family member involved in this kidnapping? This is the card. Oh, sorry, y'all. This is the card of intuition. Hold on, my camera's about to fall. Okay. This is the High Priestess. This is the card of intuition, and this is also a yes answer. So the card is literally saying, yes, there is a person that's a family member that is involved, that is not telling the truth. This is what I'm seeing, and I said this in the first beginning, and I'm saying it now. There's a family member that all this has to do with this family member. Either he was involved in a deal that didn't go right, or something like that, and they kidnapped the mother for revenge. Now think about it. She wasn't kidnapped for sexual purposes, because she's an old lady. She's 80-something years old. She wasn't kidnapped for organs, because her organs are old. No one's going to buy those organs from a person that old. And I'm not trying to, no pun intended, I'm not trying to, say anything bad. But you got to think about this stuff. Okay, so no sex trafficking, no selling of organs. And then it takes, a minute to kidnap an old person. It's not like you can Excuse me. It's not like you can throw them over your shoulder and just carry them out unless you're a big, strong man. Now, we did see the man in the video. He had a ski mask, gloves, but I also see a little mustache. If you look closely at his face, you see a mustache, and his eyes are somewhat slanted. Like the eyebrows are long, going across the face, they're long. And it looks like he appears to have something in his tooth, in his teeth, maybe a silver tooth, gold tooth, or something to that effect. So this is the person that kidnapped her. But I do believe that the family doesn't know, but only this one person knows that's a family member, and they know the person that kidnapped her because they were threatened that way. I feel like there was a threat somewhere that said, either you pay up or we're going to start taking your family members, things like that. There are people that do that. Okay, so show me Nancy Guthrie. Has she crossed over? Has she passed away? See the cards that are falling. This is the money. This is money situation. Asking for money, getting money, receiving money, but it's not that big. It's, somewhat small. So I'm seeing someone that this is the hope of money because they don't really have money when you get this card, you don't really have money. It's like the hope of money. You want money to come in. So this promises a bonus or some kind of money that was handed down to you. So I'm just representing them. They want that money. They want whatever it is that they ask for. All right. Show me, is she dead? Let's just come out and say it. Is she dead? Has she crossed over? Is she dead? Now, this is the death card. Look at that. Death card. So it's in the reverse. So that means that she's not quite there. It means that she's close to death. Now, this is transformation. And it can also mean death leading from one spiritual place to another. But it's in the reverse. So that means that it hasn't happened yet. It's on hold. It's paused due to everything that's going on in their family's life. It's like either they're not paying or they haven't paid, or maybe because there hasn't been proof of life they haven't showed that the mother's okay, something like that. But I am seeing that she's kind of close to it. Not close to dying, but she could die. Okay, that's what I'm saying. She could die because she's elderly, the stress of being kidnapped. She's not in a comfortable place. Her sugar's probably up and down. And you can't last like that too long. I know if you're diabetic, you can't be without your medication too long. So, yeah, I am seeing death coming to her. I'm seeing her demise. When this flips in the upright, I'm seeing her demise. All right, again, is the family member, was a family member involved with this happen? Because every family member, I'm seeing a split. Yeah, someone trying to find balance. This keeps coming up, meaning, yes, use your head, think. Think. Okay, so there's a family member involved with this disappearance. There's someone offering love, kindness, going away, traveling. Let's pull one more. What do you see for Nancy Guthrie? Yeah, see, so this is when they're not receiving many messages. So this is the page of Wands. This is a person that receives a lot of messages coming through email, fax, phone call, or whatever. You receive good messages and it's good luck. But in the reverse means you're not getting your messages. They're on hold for a certain reason. Okay, so that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting to hear if she's still alive or what has happened to this woman. It's like they're not getting a whole lot of information from it. So that's what this card represents. You're not going to do well when you get this card. All right. So will they find her? Will the police find her? Will the police find her? I'm seeing an abundance here. A king here. There's someone that wants someone that is involved that acts like this king, that wants to be king, that wants to rule. That could be Trump. But yeah, show She get to, okay. Yeah, crossroads. Crossroads. Leaving, going away. Alright. For CC for this case, will this case be solved? Will this case be solved? Final adventure. Will this case be solved? Let's see for this case. Too many cards fell. Now, I did get the end of a karmic cycle. So, for the most part, I can say that she probably I'm not going to see her anymore. Show me Nancy Gunther. Yeah. Yeah, it has to do with money. See, money issues from one person to another or a third party. They're not receiving their funds, whatever that is. You most likely need to check that out. Okay. From the past love. Yeah. And to the mother out there, if you can only see some of these messages that she's written, you know, about certain situations, yeah, it's very important that y'all look at that. There's another split. Money issues. And, yeah, no money coming in. The third party isn't going to pay. See, this is the third party paying for something. It's in the reverse. So the third party would be the family members, his friends. They're not going to pay for anything because they want proof of that. This is when you don't get paid. Okay, this is when you get a gift of payment, and this is when you don't get paid. Okay, so that's the family holding back. They're holding back because they actually don't have proof that she's still alive, so they're holding back. And yes, that was on the news, but my cards just confirmed it. Okay. So, yeah, I'm seeing abundance for some reason. Okay, so what I see is that if they return her, it's almost going to be too late. If, see right here, yes, she'll be returned, she'll be found, or something like that, and then all the crying will stop. This is people that are crying, sad, depressed. All that will stop when justice is served and she is found. Okay, so the answer would be yes. But now I can't tell you how long that's going to take. It's going to take a while. I'm going to say, because this is what Spirit told me, that it's a family member that is involved, that knows what's going on. I'm not saying the family member kidnapped him. Could have been, but I'm saying that the family member got involved in something and that he couldn't get out of, and they said, okay, if you can't pay us, or if you're going to do this a certain way or that, or just not listen or whatever, we're going to kidnap your mother. We're going to kidnap your mother. So that is what I see. That is what Spirit is showing me in my head. That is what I'm hearing in my ears. That is what I see the Spirit's trying to tell me. Okay. I'm going to cut it there, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you want a personal reading, text me and I'll get back at you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Come to the lives because I'm doing free readings. I was supposed to do one tonight. Not sure if I'm still going to do it. Let's see. Okay, thanks for coming in, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.